Welcome back, it's Vita Luca and welcome to my channel. So I'm going to be having two videos come out here, just discussing what I miss about Canada and what I love about the Czech Republic. And I do have to just give a little disclaimer. What I miss about Canada is kind of like petty things, like really only like the first 5 really matter to me. And like the pros of the Czech Republic still like really outweigh those. And so that's why I'm still living out here and I didn't like move back to Canada or anything like that. And so please definitely, if you're gonna watch this video, definitely watch the other video as well. Just because it will explain a lot of why I chose to live in the Czech Republic over Canada. And so these are just some of the few things that I just miss about Canada. Number 10 is I miss everything being in plain English or French. Like, I find North America is really good at that. Everything's just, English and a second language in case you don't understand English. But like out here, it's the Czech Republic. Czech is their native language. Czech is their official language. So everything's, of course, in Czech. And, of course, I don't understand Czech just yet, but I'm getting there. But even then, because it's Europe and there's tons of languages everywhere, things aren't written in plain Czech. Like, a lot of the times, it's not. Either you'll have stuff where it's like Czech, English, Russian, or it's just like nothing at all, and it's just like a street sign that's super vague, but you're supposed to know it. Or even like, they'll put the international like sign for something on something, and you're supposed to know what that is. We don't have that in Canada. It'll just say in English what it is. Like, all of our street signs say what they want you to do, like stop. Don't make a right turn on a red light. Don't stop on the tracks because people are dumb enough to do that. Like, that's how it is. And like, we even have disclaimers and things when you purchase them, like keep away from small children because this bag could suffocate them. Like, we get dumb warnings like that. But that's what I like about North America in general. Everything is like so straightforward. It will tell you in plain English what to do, what not to do. They treat us like we're stupid. I kind of miss it. There's no tourists where I'm from. I'm really not used to the tourists here. I really don't like tourists here. I find like Prague and the Czech Republic is like a big beer drinking country. Other countries come here to specifically get drunk and wasted, and they are annoying. Like, so annoying. And it's like, go away. Like, just go away. And even then, like, a lot of the tourists, like during the summer and everything, downtown is like packed and loaded, and it's like, I don't like any of that. And so I like where I'm from. There's not a lot of tourists there. I don't recommend you go to tour there anyways. Like, if you're gonna go to anywhere in Canada, Banff, Vancouver, Toronto, Montreal. There's nothing to see. Like, the province where I'm from, it's just, if you wanna see poverty, farmland, winter, or like a human rights museum, that's why you would go to Winnipeg. Otherwise, just don't go. There's nothing for you there. There's nothing worth it to see. Just don't bother. And so because I'm used to places like those, they don't really have high tourism. I've never lived in Vancouver or Toronto. I've only like visited. I'm not used to the high volumes of tourism. So I don't really like them when they're out here, especially the rowdy drunk people. I don't like rowdy drunk people ever. So number 8 is personal space. In Canada, where I'm from anyways, Winnipeg, if you get too close to someone, there's a higher likelihood of you getting beaten up or stabbed. So you give everybody your own personal space. It's like, just don't touch me. And so like, for women, when you're walking down the street late at night and there's a man coming towards you, we cross to the other side of the road because it's like, you can't do nothing to me over here. And in my video, if you watch about the Czech Republic, I will touch in on this. Generally, if someone's coming towards you, like, you give them like a good chunk of the sidewalk, you clutch all your stuff, so you both don't touch. Like, you're just like, just walk by, and then you just like relax after. Always. Elevators, it's like clench whatever you've got, keep it close to you, make sure nobody like touches you or kills you. Always. Here in the Czech Republic though, like, they can have like little lines saying like, don't come in this box when someone's like speaking to the pharmacist or the doctor, whatever. There will be people in that box with you, like listening in on your conversation, not making it private at all. And it's annoying. And then there'll be times where you're like paying for something and like the person is like right up against you, so you're like this and they're like right here just wanting to get in on that and check out your pin. That's what it feels like. And it's like, back off, like go away. Why are you this close to me? So number 7 is I miss appliances. I miss Canadian American appliances because they made it so easy. Like your stove is one whole thing. You can take it out and move it. It's not like your oven, countertop, and an induction stove on top. Like, no, it's all one unit, and you move it and you take it out, you do whatever you want with it. I miss that. I miss having like, to use the oven, you just bake or broil, and then your temperature. Here, it's like, no, you have all these buttons, they all do a different thing. I don't know what any of them actually do. And then you have your temperature. And I'm like, I don't know what I want done. Number 6, I miss the layouts of apartments, of how we had them in Canada, where you would walk in and it would be like your little mud room. You would take off your shoes and your jackets there, and then you would walk into the rest of the apartment. So you'd have like your living room, your kitchen, your dining room, bedrooms, wherever they would be, upstairs on like somewhere and through a hallway or something. But generally, like, everything's open concept. You see everything that you need, and generally right from the get-go. And like, you just walk in and then you have everything. So then you're not constantly going back to that main room, because how it is in Europe is you walk in and you're in a hallway, and that's where you have doors leading everywhere. So it's very closed, and if you're walking from room to room, you're tracking the dirt that you brought in to the apartment from there. So you would like, here's like the living room, bedroom, 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 kitchen, and then you also have a 2-piece bath, which is also one of my pet peeves, because generally they'll have like a toilet in one room and then your sink and a shower in another. And I think that's stupid, because I get the idea where, yes, then someone can use the toilet while someone also showers, but then because you're showering, you're preventing the person from washing their hands after using the toilet, so then they could be spreading like feces and urine throughout your house. I think that's disgusting. I think it'd be better to have like a toilet with the sink there and then a shower separately. That's what makes more sense to me. So then people can wash their hands and like leave. My perfect bathroom would be like a toilet in one room, and you would come into like a room with the sinks, and then you'd have your shower in another room. So then you can still shower and use the bathroom at the same time, as well as someone else could be using the sinks for whatever. Like, they could brush their teeth, or I don't know, get ready, do their hair, do their makeup, whatever, and use that area. And so then all 3 of you get to do something instead of just whatever. But then that sink area would be the main exit and entry into the bathroom, so then they're still gonna have to pass by the sinks. And I just don't like how everything's so separated. And number 5 is job opportunities and the pay that you get for them. Like, out here, a lot of the times you need at least 2 languages to be able to get a job in the Czech Republic. Like, you need 1 language and another language, just mainly to work at most international companies. If you speak Czech, that's fine. You can do any job that you want then, because, well, you speak Czech. But if you don't speak Czech, then you need at least 2 languages really to be able to get by. Unless you're lucky like me and you find a company who specifically services the UK, Canada, the US, Australia, like English-speaking countries. You would be doing something like tourism, where you would be showing people around Prague all day and dealing with that. Or be working as a bartender or waitress or something like that in a hotel, or you just be doing something where you don't need to speak at all. Like, that would be really all that you can do, or like work in hostels or hotels, and you'd be back into the customer service, hospitality kind of sector. And if that's your thing, great, good for you. But because the cost of living is so low out here, you don't get paid as much as you would be in Canada, and that's just not something that I've personally come to terms with. So, number 4, I miss dollar stores. I just miss the stuff that you can buy in them for the prices that you get. So like hair elastics, hair supplies, some food items, treats, like you can even buy dishes and like cutlery and everything for really cheap, and baking stuff and household supplies just for really good prices, and it's not something that you can find out here. And so when I'm out here, I feel like I'm overpaying, because I would specifically go and buy those products at dollar stores because they were cheaper and they were just as good as quality as if I were to buy them somewhere else for more. And so that's just something that I miss that I don't have out here that I wish I did. Like I wish we had dollar stores, and apparently there's like euro stores that you can find, but the euro's higher than $1, and I know we do still like pay taxes on certain things in Canada, but it's like I still miss what I could get at the dollar store versus than what I'm getting them right now in regular stores. So, number 2, I miss getting free water in restaurants, because when you are out here, buying drinks is more expensive generally than like the meal that you purchased. And that's like how restaurants make good money. And I'm pretty sure that's their whole business tactic. Like we will just charge so much on drinks that, you know, like it doesn't even matter if they eat. If they just come in, socialize, and get some drinks, then we're making more money. Soda pop and beer and alcohol are generally cheaper, technically, on water. When you ask for water at a restaurant, generally they'll give you like 0.3 liters of water, so like 300 milliliters of water. It comes in like a fancy little bottle, and they give you a cup, and you pour it into the cup and you drink it. Or you can get like 0.35 liters of soda for like cheaper than that, or even maybe just or even like 0.25 liters for cheaper than that. And then beer and alcohol tends to be cheaper than that in the long run. And like when you go out with friends or you go out on a dinner date, generally they take a while to prepare your food. So you get the drink before you get your meal, like always. And generally you're done it before you even get your food. So you don't even have something to drink with your food. So then you're just purchasing more and more and more on top. And so it's just getting more and more and more expensive for you to like continue to get drinks. And even then you can get like a big jug of water, where generally it's just tap water then, with mint and limes and lemons and oranges all in there. And it's like, I'd rather just take plain tap water. And it's like massive, and it's like 3 times the price of buying a regular water. And it's like, that's what I'm used to getting in Canada. It's like just regular tap water, even though like our tap water wasn't really ever clean, which you'll find out if you watch my second video. We'll discuss and further into that anyways, but it's like still, I'd rather take the free tap water over you putting a bunch of crap in my water, or me getting like a fancy bottle of water. Like then I'd rather just go to a Tesco and buy a bottle of water. And so number 1 is customer service. I'm sorry, Czech people. It's mainly just the Czechs. I've experienced good customer service here, but it didn't come from Czech people like ever. Like I've had great customer service from an Australian lady, from a Slovakian lady. I've had great customer service here. It's just generally it didn't come from a Czech person. And like, so customer service, how it works, because I worked in the customer service industry in Canada for 6 years working at McDonald's. But even then, we were still expected to smile, listen to the guest, give them their food in the correct order, and then thank them as they left. And here, you don't get a smile. They'll be like, "Dobrý den," and then you'll get a "Nasledano" once they're done with you. And like, that's the most you get. I don't even know what you're saying anyways, but it'd be nice to have like a smile or a nice gesture, or like a thank you, like "Dziękujemy," or I don't know, something, anything. Like, I'll take it. But generally, you don't get it, and you don't expect them to give it to you after a certain point. And so, like, also in Canada, if you made a mistake on something, you would fix that. Like, you would rectify it so that person is happy. And even at our McDonald's, if they made the mistake, you would still rectify it and make sure that they're happy. Like, if they told you, like, you know, I wanted no pickles and I forgot to tell you, can I please get a sandwich with no pickles? You just give them a sandwich with no pickles. Like, you're like, yeah, no problem. Give me the old sandwich and I'll make you a new one with no pickles on it. Like, even if they took a bite out of it, like, you just fixed it. It's like, yeah, no big deal. We can get you a new one. Because McDonald's sees the value of customer service, and so they're willing to fix even other people's mistakes, even if they're not their own. Out here, generally, if it's your fault, it's not being done at all for you. Like, they don't care. They'll just tell you to buy a new one or whatever. And then that's my problem out here, is that just customer service from the general Czech workers, it just doesn't really exist. But you can still get great customer service from people who aren't Czech. who come from countries where they've worked in customer service and the countries have a certain standard. Yeah, then you can get like amazing customer service. Like, yeah, well, that's it for my video. Please check out my second one because it will explain a little bit more of certain things in here. Because yes, these are like pettier reasons, just because none of these are like a deal breaker. So if you watch that second video, you'll see why. That none of these are like making me go back. It's because there are other things about Canada that don't compare to here. And so I'd rather take what is here and just miss what was left there.